we're now on the Origin stand, and I'm joined by Glen Howard. Glen, you look after the tiny robot, which last year hit 100 in terms of its sales. I think that's rocketed on a bit now, isn't it?
Currently we have around about 160 in the UK. That includes our demo models, so customer-wise, around about 150 mark.
Okay. So tell us a bit more about what's going on with this. Is it still basically the same machine, or has there been any refinements?
We've just launched the new Tiny Pro X. It's still basically the same chassis on the machine, but basically there've been internal improvements on the electronic side of things. We've got some new features on the machine, so we can now operate the pump and the nozzle function without using a tablet, so we can clean the machine down even if the tablet's not turned on. We've also got some new software on the actual tablet, so we can now multi-select pitches, so we can select multiple pitches around a site and mark them as one job.
Okay.
We can also, we have a low paint function, so when the paint gets low in the machine, it'll actually pop up on the tablet and alert the operative that he needs to change and put more paint in the machine to save unnecessarily marking pitches without actually putting paint down. It'll actually alert him and tell him to refill the paint. We've also have a new function where we can import any logo from a sponsor or a Christmas tree design or a poppy design and import that function onto the tablet, and the customer can custom paint that logo for a customer.
So that's now out in the market and people are using it, are they? Okay. So that opens up new possibilities for sponsorship or celebration, or
and obviously that means more income for the contractor or the school that using that function.
And are you finding it's mostly contractors that are taking this on at the moment?
Not really, no. We started off with a lot of the big contractors like Mighty and obviously councils, Doncaster Council, Staffordshire Borough Council, loads of different. But now we're dealing with a lot more schools, colleges, local sports clubs. We've actually now put 2 machines in on the football pitch programme.
Pitch improvement programme,
So through the Football Foundation, they've actually got 75% funding for the robots, so the clubs obviously haven't got to find the full money for the robots, so we've actually had 2 of those now on a sort of case-by-case basis where they've actually been funded by the Football Foundation.
So that's an opportunity out there for people. And in terms of how many pitches it can do in a day, what's the number?
How long do you want to spend marking? I mean, realistically, it takes about 20 minutes to mark a football pitch. So realistically, you can mark sort of 4 or 5 football pitches per hour, 8 hours a day. What's that? 40 pitches.
Okay.
Whereas normally that would take you, if your initial marking, probably 1 to 2 hours with 2 men to string and mark a pitch out. Athletics tracks normally take 2 guys a day to put in with all the different staggers. The robot will do it in an hour and a half.
Wow. Okay. So those skilled guys can get on with doing some other tasks while that's there.
The nice thing about it is the actual operatives can actually do 2 jobs in one go, so they can actually mark the pitch and cut the pitch at the same time. You don't actually have to push the machine along, obviously.
That's cool. I mean, in terms of the paints that you use, do you have to buy Origin paints, Rigby Taylor paints?
You don't have to. We do like you to use our paint, obviously, because we sell paint, but it's not a stipulation. You can use whatever paint you want and use different nozzles, but obviously with the impact system, it's a low volume system, so you can mark realistically up to 5-6 pitches on 1 tub of paint.
Where are you going to be seeing these in the next sort of like 12 months? Is it going to expand the market? Do you think it's going to take off?
We've just signed up, so we've now got an option where people can basically lease the machine. So it's not something we've done before. It's normally been an outright purchase, but now people can lease the machine. But the nice thing is, at the end of that lease, they actually own the machine. So it's more, for smaller clubs and smaller schools that haven't quite got the budget to buy it outright, they can now lease it per month.
Okay, and then at the end of that, they got the machine, and they got the ongoing support, I assume, And are they tricky to set up and use?
Not really. It takes us, realistically, if one's delivered, it takes us about half an hour to set it up and get it attached to their account. Connect it up to the satellites, customers away. Obviously, we do the operator training.
Sure.
Obviously, show them how to GPS the pitches and put the pitches in and use the tablet, and they're away marking.
And you get straight lines, no problems. Great. Glen, we look forward to seeing how this one progresses, because it's been, making a bit of noise, and it seems like it's really kind of taking off now.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Lovely to meet you.